I'm Lou, and today I'm going to show you how to build this rough sawn office table for $100. Here are the major tools and parts we'll need. 2x6s made of fir, not pine, a 3/8 drill bit, a 3/8 dowel rod, a 3/16 drill bit extra long, 4-inch screws, a long Phillips driver bit, a square, a drill, tape measure, glue, chainsaw, sander, and a circular saw. You'll also need an oscillating or hand saw, a nail gun or hammer and nails, and some clamps. These are our straightest 2x6s, and we want this thing to be 44 inches wide, so we've got 6 2x6s we're going to put side by side, and we want it to be 60 inches long, so we'll cut those right here with the saw. Normally I would use a chop saw, but I'm on a remote job and I didn't want to bring it, so I'll use this. We'll make our tabletop out of those 6 5-foot long 2x6s and our legs out of those 3-foot long scraps. And we now need to attach all our 2x6s together for the tabletop. First of all, we'll put glue between them. And then we're going to put screws in here on each row to hold them together. They'll go about like this. So to get that screw in there, first we're going to have to put a 3/8 inch hole all the way down to there so that the screw head can start here. Then we'll use this long drill bit to drill the rest of the way down to about there. And then finally this long screwdriver to drive the screw through this and into that so it ends up right about there and tightens down. So these two boards are glued and screwed together with screws here. Now we're ready for the next row right on top. All the boards are together for the tabletop, and now we just have to patch these holes. I'll put some glue down in the hole and push in a peg. Once these dry a little bit, we cut them off. Now that the tabletop is assembled, the real fun begins. We take a chainsaw, turn it at about 15 degrees or so, and score the top of the table like this everywhere. Go real gently, but make sure you get the corners too. Now that I'm done with the chainsaw, you can see it has a rough sawn or rough hewn look, but it has a lot of this sticky up stuff, and we'll use a 50 grit sander to take that down a little bit. Overall, I like the look of this pretty well, but there's a few spots like right here that we need to hit again with the chainsaw and sander. The chainsaw job is especially fun if you like getting messy. Here's the final finish. Because it's a table, I sanded it down pretty much so it's kind of smooth and you get that rough hewn look. Now we need to make the table legs. Tables are always 30 inches tall, and our table is 1.5 inches thick on top, so our bottoms need to be 28.5 inches long. I made this little guide so I could cut them all the same length. We've cut 16 pieces at 28.5 inches long, and we're going to make 4 legs in this configuration. We don't need as much strength in the legs as we do on the top, so we're just going to use glue and a few nails to hold them while they dry. Now we rough them up with the chainsaw and sand it. By the way, this is how much sawdust I took with the chainsaw making the table and the legs. Here's a quick look at the table before we attach the legs and stain it. I am using Minwax Special Walnut. All you'll need is a brush and paper towels. Brush on your stain. Now wipe off all the excess with paper towels. And here we are, all stained. And here's what it looks like after drying overnight. Before we install the legs, we'll put on these 2 cross supports, which will give the table strength in this direction. I only had to rough up and stain the sides because that's the only part that shows. We'll install these with glue and screws. Now we're installing the legs 4 inches in from each side. We'll drill a hole at a 45-degree angle and put in a screw. We'll put another one up here. And now on the other side we'll put one here and here. And there it is, all complete with all the legs on. Thanks for watching, and good luck building your rough sawn office table.